ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ Hyderabad Chahar Express University Station Netaji Bhavan.
Hello and welcome to Voltas FreshAir Coolers presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher. With me today, I've got a very relaxed, smiling, happy Joy Bhattacharya, and with him a refreshed, recharged, and in quite a mood today, Lisa Sthalekar. Welcome to the show, Joyda. Pitch perfect win for KKR yesterday.
Yeah, I have 80 reasons to smile because, one was the win, but the other was the run rate. And it really is a big win. I think this early in the season, Kolkata is going through a little bit of a roller coaster, up, down, up, down, up, down. So I'm hoping things stabilize after this.
You know, Lisa, our producers told me that Joyda wasn't feeling too well and they just sent him the highlights and his health was totally fine after that.
Yeah, no, he came in, when I came in, he was a little bit under the weather. And then we spoke about the game and you're right, he just started chirping and then I was like, what's going on with Hyderabad? He goes, he's making it, they're making it interesting for everyone else.
True that.
But Lisa, what did you do yesterday? Because you've come in some mood today. Did you have a nice day off?
I did. I caught up with some people, had some meetings, had some good food. So, yeah, hung out in Bandra. So, yeah.
That's the secret. That's the secret. The good food in Bandra is the secret to Lisa's mood today. But we have to talk about the mood on the pitch today. When I said pitch perfect for KKR, I don't know what's happening because it's one team, then another team, then another team. First, KKR's home game, they weren't too happy with what they got in their first game. Then CSK, Fleming came out and said, we can't really assess the conditions. And then it's Lucknow, where Zach came out, who usually is a little quiet, but he didn't mince his words at all. He said, you've seen how teams have looked at taking a little bit of home advantage. So yeah, from that point of view, you've seen the curator is not really thinking that it's a home game. I think maybe it looked like it was a Punjab curator out there.
So I think, look, Zach is the most calm and controlled of people. I don't even think he's angry. He's just putting pressure on that curator. And I think, the point of it is you make a fair surface. It's not that you need to make a rank turn or something. But if somebody has a bit of a spin-heavy attack, they give them a choice of a couple of pitches. Both those pitches you can play with. And I find it really interesting because at one time, about when the IPL started, all the pitches were looked after by a Punjab curator called Daljit Singh.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah. Daljit Singh was the guy in charge. He used to go from pitch to pitch to see that everything was
pitch doctor, maybe, to assess how they're going, and yet I'll give tick.
But my basic point is I have not, dude, if I really wanted to know so much about red soil and black soil, I would have gone into farming. Please, I'm done with pitches. Yeah.
What it does tell you,
yes,
these are serious guys who have played a lot of cricket, done a lot of broadcasts. Current players play a lot of cricket. So actually, none of us have any idea about pitches. We look at it, we go, we think this one's going to turn a bit more or this one's going to carry through a bit more. And then until that first ball, first couple of overs, you actually don't know how the pitch is going to play.
You've heard it from World Cup winning captain. So
we don't know.
Yeah.
So don't listen to what we say at the pitch report, okay?
About pitches.
Well, that's exactly what Hardik said at the toss. Exactly what you said. He said that...
Okay, two honest people in the cricket world, identifying them one by one.
Yeah, Lisa and Hardik have the same opinion. He said that it looks like a fresh wicket and we don't know what to expect from the wicket. They have won the toss, MI, and they will be bowling first because easy to put the opponent to bat first and chase. That's what MI want to do.
Yeah, I think that's the safest thing when you do.
When you have no idea.
No idea.
When you have no idea and you don't know whether the dew is going to come in or not, you just chase. And the truth is that chasing normally works till the IPL pitches will start getting tired towards the end.
Yeah.
So if you notice in the last 4 or 5 IPLs, you've had huge, chasing has always been a more successful strategy. As the tournament goes on and the pitches get more tired, then batting first becomes more usual. So that's a pattern that they're following. But I think this is the one thing, even if you remember, Rohan was here yesterday and the one thing he said was, when I saw a pitch, I batted. When I had some doubt, I also batted. And for 4-day games,
no idea. We have no idea.
No, but Rishabh said the same thing. He said that they were expecting a slow pitch, and that's not what they got. It almost feels like this is what Rishabh had to say, still assessing the conditions at our home ground. The idea was to get a slow wicket. I think the slower balls were sticking in. We got to learn from this game and move forward.
Was this after last game?
This was after the last game, is what he had to say. Also, Lisa, is it because half their bowling is in the hospital ward because they're injured, so they are depending more on the spinners, and which is why they want that advantage towards the spinners. They wanted it to be slow, but that's not what they got.
Yeah, Akashdeep, Mayank Yadav, Mohsin Khan is withdrawn. So, yeah, they're without some fast bowlers. So
Apparently, Akashdeep might return today.
Oh,
He's
okay.
fit today, so we'll see if he comes in or not, but he's declared fit.
But also, historically, Lucknow has turned. It's been a hard pitch to score runs. So I guess when you're in the auction and when you're trying to build your squad, when you're hoping you get a bit of an intel from domestic cricket, right? But you start to bank on the fact, okay, we're playing 7 games here. Or with some other teams, they play 2 games elsewhere. But that's another topic for another day. So you want to win as many of those 7 games as you possibly can. So understanding those conditions does give you a huge advantage. The good thing for Lucknow is that they've got this run of games at home. So hopefully they can learn quicker and be able to kind of now get some victories under their belt before they get on the road again.
Well, they have 3 out of their next 4 games at home, Joyda. Yesterday you said this about KKR. You said that if this is the pitch they continue to get at home, it's good news for KKR. So Lucknow will want to figure this out very soon for themselves.
Yeah, they will want to figure it out very soon for themselves. Of course, you're going to have choices of pitches because they're going to keep keep the pitches fresh. So you'll have to do a bit of moving, especially if the team is continuously playing at home, as they seem to be. So I think it's a very, very important stretch for them. And what I find interesting is that Zach is one of the actually seems to read a pitch. So he'd sit out here in a show and he'd say, have they used the heavy roller? Somebody will say at the ground, yeah, the heavy roller is out right now.
Okay.
So he's that kind of guy. He seems to revel in understanding these things. So they've obviously not got to the heart of it. The other thing is that if you look at the Lucknow strategy, what was the Lucknow strategy? Rishabh plus a lot of big international batters and domestic bowling.
Correct.
Because they didn't think they had that many spinners out there, so domestic bowling is what they've... Because of this now, the number of injuries they've had and the pitch not really giving them turn, they've not got value out of their bowling. Their batting is looking good, they've not got value out of their bowling.
All right, let's hope that Lucknow figures out their pitch as soon as they can. Let's have a look at MI's playing 11 and see if they have any changes for today's game. There is no Rohit Sharma in the 11 or in the impact.
Oh, and he was out?
He was out. I saw him doing running
all around the
drills. Oh, so Hardik has said that he got hit on the knee, and which is why he misses out. But this is the 11 then. This is their bowling 11. They will get in a bat in the next innings. But Lisa, I mean, who would have expected Rohit not to play? But
didn't you guys last night pick him as player to watch?
Player to watch out for.
Player to watch out for. Yes, now we need binoculars.
Where is he?
You didn't need to lace that.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't need to do that, Lisa. I'm sorry. We got it wrong. He was hit on the knee. It was not our fault, Lisa. We're on the same show. We're meant to back each other up.
Acha, got it.
I didn't get the memo.
No, she didn't. But she's in that Aussie mood, Joyda. Haven't you seen it since the time she stepped in? She's in that Aussie mood.
Not only that.
I'm stirring the pot.
To add insult to injury, it's a one time where Rohan picked Rohit Sharma. And I said, no, this has to be all about Rohit as well. I will also pick Rohit Sharma. So not only did one of us get it wrong, both
went. All right, we'll have a look at the impacts because Rohit is not there. Let's have a look at Mumbai's impacts. This was their bowling 11. So Tilak Verma comes in. Yes. That's quite a no-brainer there.
It's a no-brainer because no matter how many runs they score, I don't think they're going to get in another bowler.
So who's going to open? Is it going to be Raj Bawa?
Well, Raj Bawa is a young Delhi player. He's played the under-19, regarded as
He's playing, but
don't you think Will Jacks and Ryan Rickleton? Not Will Jacks, Ryan Rickleton.
Oh, actually, maybe Will Jacks. Yes, sorry. I forgot about. Thanks.
You're right. He's played for Chandigarh. He was in the under-19, Indian under-19 team.
Yeah. His numbers, I'm just looking at the numbers, and like Sage Mushtaq, 171, strike rate of 136. But he, left-hand bat. So whether they want to change something up the top, I don't know.
But Lisa, you remember the last time you went to that iPad and you looked at numbers and newer names that came up. We were looking for those numbers, but then they came and delivered some magic.
Yes.
So maybe today is another day where we will go and praise the Mumbai Scouts. You were sitting on this chair though when we were talking about Ashwani Kumar. What a debut, Joyda.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And what a story. I mean, think about it. Started playing cricket, makes it to the to the Punjab team in 2019. Then gets injured, gets a hammy, out for 2 years, comes back, goes to something called a Launchpad Academy, trains out there. Then he gets a chance, plays a couple of matches, okay? Then he's Arshdeep's backup in that team. And remember, Punjab is a very, very strong side now. You look at the Punjab team now, players from Punjab playing. You have Arshdeep is playing, Ramandeep is playing, this one is playing, Namandhir is playing, Ramandeep Singh is playing. So many players, Gurnoot is playing, Harpreet Bar is playing. Punjab is a power-packed T20 side. So he was literally Arshdeep's backup. And then after that, last year he gets a chance to go to two places, Chennai and Punjab says, stay with us and you'll get your chance. Doesn't get a chance.
Yes.
So this year, Chennai calls him, Mumbai calls him, goes to both places. This time, Mumbai pick him up. So it's a great story because this is the story. I mean, what people don't see is the 3 months before the IPL auctions, all these players, they are like, they're like mercenaries, they are like literally freelance, going from tournament to tournament, going and playing and
proving a point, yeah.
Just getting one scout to notice them and hopefully they'll get bid for.
Yeah.
But Lisa, he not only arrived in style, he RSVP'd 4 wickets when he came in for the IPL in his debut game. First ball, getting Ajinkya. So he got Rahane, he got Rinku, he got Russell, then he got Manish Pandey. So it was that RRR that got India the Oscars, but he had an Oscar-winning performance for MI.
Yeah, when you're standing at the top of your mark. And this is where I think Hardik actually played a very important role. I saw a little quote. He said, Hardik came up to me, he goes, you're from Punjab, right? Punjabis are fearless. So go scare the opposition and have fun, right? Just to get the guy to relax.
Yes.
And that's exactly what he's done. But he's also done the hard work, obviously getting injured, doing his rehab. He changed his action as well. He was semi-side on. Coach decided, no, let's make you a little bit more consistent and get you to swing the ball both ways. Because we know in the IPL, if you can turn the ball both ways and swing the ball both ways, you're more lethal. Yes. And so 4 to 5 months, he works on that, starts off slow, builds up to his full run-up. And then the other thing which I find fascinating, and this is where probably India has a huge advantage, is you said about a mercenary, right? He wants to bowl all the time. In Australia, in other countries, you can't because you have once you're in the system, you have workload management.
Yeah, absolutely.
So instead of bowling 4 to 5 overs at training, or as they count every delivery that they're only allowed to bowl, he'll be bowling 15 overs, probably, and then the next day going somewhere else and bowling 15 overs.
Nobody's looking at his...
Yeah. So it's like he's learning his skill, his art, and he's mastering it at a younger age. Even though he may break down or he may get injured, but he's figuring it out on the job.
It's very interesting you say that because what that effectively means is that, Australia is a much smaller country. You're 27, 28 million people. So the number of talented bowlers you get. So if you had 10 bowlers, you can't afford to get them break down. Here in India, you're saying, okay, we have 100 bowlers, keep bowling. 10, 15 of them will survive through this, but they'll get better. They'll get better because they're just bowling more often.
Well, we really hope he doesn't break down because he looks like a serious talent.
He looks like a serious talent. But if you see the number of bowlers who have, Mayank Yadav last year, because this is one of the problems. In India now, if you're not bowling a 140, 145, you're not looked at. So, I mean, I'm also happy that Ashwani is not bowling at those kind of paces. He's got a couple of 140 deliveries, but it's mostly between 130 and 140.
But if you're not going to bowl at that pace, what else can you do? So I think by him mastering the variations gives him a leg up. So yes, whilst 140 odd is great, and if you can do everything, wonderful, but history tells us that if you're still young, you're probably going to break down. So, okay, can we get you more compact? Can we give you a few more tricks in your toolbox? And he seems like he's been able to start off exceptionally well. Can he do it again?
Like you said, can he do it again? Because the pressure will be on him when he's had this kind of a debut. He would want to come and perform again. Yes, John?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, if you look at it, they are 2 for 2 now, Mumbai.
Yes.
Dignesh Puttur has come in, bowled beautifully, taken wickets. Then this guy has come in, Ashwani has come in, taken wickets. So what's happened is, what it tells you is that, wow, they're taking wickets. What it also tells you is that 2 of the most important components of your, bowling attack of 5, and if you introduce Hardik 6, are very inexperienced. They're 1 or 2 matches old. So, if they, and every day you don't, so it is an inexperienced attack. Just because they got wickets the last time doesn't mean that if, Puran walks down the stump and smashes one over their heads, they'll be able to retain their heads. So this is an inexperienced Mumbai attack, given the kind of attack they normally have.
Well, let's hope he comes out and performs even better today. He is up against Lucknow. Let's have a look at their playing 11, see what changes they have. This is their batting 11. There we have it. Akashdeep is in. We'll also quickly have a look at their impact subs and see who comes in for them. Ravi Bishnoi, Prince Yadav are the options. Siddharth is another option. So they have enough of bowlers there. But Ravi Bishnoi, Lisa, is someone we should expect to come in the second innings.
Sorry, who?
Do you see Ravi Bishnoi coming in?
Well,
as
maybe.
an impact?
I guess it depends on the pitch, right? You've got Prince Yadav as well. And Siddharth has bowled okay. So they've actually got a few options.
They've got Shahbaz also.
They've got
who's also
Shahbaz
left
as
arm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I actually think it's like, let's see what happens.
Also, what happens is if they lose early wickets, then Shahbaz has a better chance of playing because he can bat a bit.
When you're talking about losing early wickets, and I saw that playing 11, we are seeing Rishabh Pant, at least in that playing 11, playing down. Rishabh Pant has not set the IPL on fire so far. The 3 games that he's played, he's not really done what Rishabh Pant does. Do you think he's trying too hard too soon, Lisa?
I think he's a little bit caught in 2 minds. And that's why a number of other pundits on this show have suggested throw him at the top. Then he doesn't have to bat based on this situation. And spin seems to be an issue for him early on in his innings. And normally you'll get 1 fast bowler at least if you're opening. So against Delhi, Kuldeep got him, Adam Zampa kept him quiet, and then Glenn Maxwell was literally brought on to get him. And, missed...
And hitting those big shots again.
Yeah,
so
but missed out on a very poor delivery and just hit it straight to 45. So... sometimes I say a lot, and a few others say, you need a little bit of luck early on in your innings. And I feel like he just needs just one little mishit or mistimed ball to fall into space. And then maybe that gets him going. We know what he can do when he stays in, right? But, he just needs to give himself a little bit longer and a little bit of luck along the way. And
but
I don't
you're
think...
happy with him at number 4?
I like him at number 4. I go against the grain, as a few others that would like to see him open.
But Joyda, also, he's captaining. We know that Rishabh is a complete character. He seems so entertaining, but as captain, the pressure of the franchise, do you think the pressure of his batting will rub off on his captaincy or not yet?
I think he's a very confident kid. He's a very confident kid, and whatever is there. And again, I go back to what Lisa said, that, he needs a bit of luck to go his way. And but he's the kind of guy that even if he's out himself 3 times, he can go to the dressing room and tell them, you guys are not doing your job. Because as a captain, you can't lose that control over the team and say, oh, I haven't done badly, so I can't tell them anything, So I think and for me, as I said, he's a generational test player. He's one of the greatest test players. I mean, he has scored centuries everywhere. I still haven't seen enough. He's shown sparkles from 2017. He's been around for a while. He's shown sparkles of being a great T20 player. But show me a consistent 500-run season that he's got you. How many has he got you? And that's the truth. He's not. And so many players now, when you look at it, you cannot. A guy is playing 7-8 years, you cannot look at him in terms of potential. Now you look at track record. If it's 2 years, 3 years, 10 matches, 15 matches, you're saying, okay, this guy could, which happened with Riyan Parag. But you cannot say potential with the amount of time.
One thing as well I've noticed, probably, when he kind of burst onto the scene, he was that little annoying, yappy little wicket keeper, had a bit of fun. I still remember when Ricky Ponting was coaching, he went up behind him when he was getting interviewed and throwing things at him, all of that stuff. Now, when you're captain, there is a lot more pressure and there's a lot more meetings, there's a lot more things going into your head. But I feel like if he can maybe capture that
sense that he had earlier.
Yeah.
And he's not been very chatty behind the stumps.
Correct, because I think things
That's
are...
not the Rishabh,
I don't think that's... Or maybe it's the new him. I don't know, but that's the guy that we all kind of fell in love with, especially at Australia. We're like, who's this little kid? He's quite a whippersnapper who's quite happy to give it to everyone. We like that. I like that kind of personality of his. So maybe if he can bring that out, it might relax him a little bit more for him from a batting point of view, right? I get it from a bowling point of view. He's manoeuvring everyone and thinking who's next bowling. But, yeah, maybe.
Well, Rishabh Pant is a player to watch out for our producer Bihan today. So we will wait and watch and see if he comes and shines today. All of Lucknow will want him to shine. I've really very happy with this new segment that we have on Cricbuzz, which is Fix the Stat. Because when there are players doing very well, we still manage to find something that can be fixed upon. And I want to talk about Mitch Marsh. We've seen how Nikki Pooran's taking their bat through for Lucknow. Mitch Marsh has looked so good against pace. He just goes, strikes it so hard. The strike rate is 180. But when we look at that average there, Joyda, it's almost 1/10 of that strike rate. So he just needs to go longer. I understand it's not so easy, but that average needs to go up.
Really? I find it interesting. I don't look at averages in T20 cricket. But I think if there is, if he's getting out the same way to a fast bowler, then that's a concern.
Yeah, for me, the big thing is that for a batter of his quality, because he's getting a lot of time, he's usually batting 1, 2 or 3, okay? That means he has a chance. He should be converting more 50s. He should be converting. You don't see enough big innings. And that's the thing about Mitch Marsh. He normally looks fantastic till he gets out. And, he's been like that. And the truth of it is, there are a lot of players who are internationally fantastic, but just the IPL doesn't seem to work for them. I mean, Mitch Marsh is one of these guys. He's a fantastic international player. He won a World Cup for them. He literally won a World Cup.
He did.
Yeah. And now you're talking about him. He's not done it here. Aiden Markram, again a great example. Fantastic player, good captain, has never cut it in the IPL. And they must be wondering, what is it? What is this secret sauce that some guys who are not so good, outside, but they come to the IPL and they're stars? I mean...
Lisa, just to, you were saying that the average is, you don't really look at it, but for Lucknow's sake, why they need Mitch Marsh to up that average is because that middle order hasn't really been tested yet. So we've seen like a mini collapse with them. So once that top order, we know what Nicholas Pooran's been doing. So that little mini collapse is the worry for Lucknow, and Lucknow really needs these 2 points. Yeah,
and we've seen when Mitch Marsh and Nicky P dominate, then they win. The last game he went first ball and Nicky P only got 44, and so
poor guy, only got 44.
Only.
Poor guy.
That's harsh.
I mean, he only got 44. We expect 70 odd off 20 odd deliveries, maybe 30 if you're having a bad day. Okay, but
I'd be scared if Lisa was my coach. I'd be very scared.
She's a tough customer, I tell you.
But I see that point. But at the end of the day, we don't know what the message has been sent, what Mitch Marsh's role is. Now, sometimes there is, within the team, they go, right, Saiyami, you are to attack the power play. If you get out within the power play playing your shots, you've done your job. And if you get us 20 off 8 or 10,
that's the job.
Perfect. We don't expect you, we don't expect you to, but Joy, because he's older and wiser and more mature and understands the game, you need to average 50. So everyone has their role, I think. So we don't know those conversations. We can only look from afar and go, his average, and we need to find a stat. So his average needs to go up.
All right. Just a quick update then. Mumbai have won the toss. They will be bowling first. And someone who has been doing very well in the blues, Joyda. We know that he liked that yellow color, but he's got the blues and he's doing very well for Mumbai, especially in the power play, is Deepak Chahar. So he's obviously had this journey. The numbers here, very impressive. Third on that list, but you know, he was with CSK for so long. Then he's just been constantly going through those injuries, and now in the MI setup, do you think the setup's going to do him well?
I think his setup is going to do him well. And look, Deepak Chahar from 18 to 21 was a bona fide India player and somebody who we were looking at very seriously as your next fast bowling all-rounder because he could bat a bit as well.
Yes.
And I think after that, injuries has just completely, because his problem is his action is, you know, he's a swing bowler. He really moves the ball. And his action, his injuries just decimated his action and he just couldn't do it anymore. So I think he's got it back because he came back early once, got injured again, went back again. I think now he's given it the time. He knows that he's got a couple of years. He has to, for him to make it as an India player. And he's looking at it and saying that, you know, I need to be that good to be an India player. And I think he's got it.
Yes.
If you're bowling there up front and you have Trent Bolt bowling at the other end, and then hopefully in 2-3 matches you have, you know, Bumrah to back you up after that. I mean, this is a perfect situation for you because who are they going to attack then? See, if you see Ashwani Kumar also, one of the reasons why Ashwani Kumar got wickets up front was that they looked around and after, you know, Santner and after Bolt, they said, you know, their eyes widened when they saw, after Deepak Chahar, suddenly you see Ashwani Kumar said, okay, now I need to score some runs. And he bowled beautifully and got wickets out there. But the fact of it is that if you bowl with 2 other really good bowlers, they open up more chances for you because people have to take more chances against you.
Well, there was another statement that Hardik made at the toss, which I didn't tell you all, is that Bumrah is going to be back very, very soon, which is great news for all Mumbai Indian fans. But Lisa, what happens once he comes back? What happens to Deepak Chahar? Does he still open the bowling, or where does he go? Does his role move around? Ashwani Kumar's bowled so well.
Well, we saw the graph, didn't we, how effective he is in the power play. So I think Trent Bolt and he have to take the new ball because Jasprit Bumrah can bowl
Anywhere.
Anywhere. He can bowl left-handed
Yes.
probably and still get wickets.
You just don't know it,
Yeah.
No, but she's absolutely right because both Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt swing the ball. They need the ball up front. Deepak and Bumrah does.
Otherwise, he'll lose his effect. And then he's bowling in an area that he's not necessarily accustomed to or effective. So, whereas you've got Bumrah, we know who's effective in all phases of the game. So, can you imagine if you're batting and you go, okay, the ball's swinging around, Trent in this way, Deepak away in whatever. Oh, they've finished their spell, I've survived. Bumrah comes. Excellent. I give up now.
But is there any point when a batter wants to face Bumrah? It's not you can bowl him anywhere, like you said.
Yeah,
I don't think about
how much will a ball get scupped up in 20 overs? You know, it's always reasonably hard enough and new enough for him to bowl. See, I'll tell you that, and that's the thing. At his best, when Chahar was used at his best by Chennai, he used to bowl 3 up front and 1 in the middle.
Yes.
So he'd go 1-3-5 or 2-4-6, and then he'd come back and bowl a 14th or a 15th. They never saw him as a death bowler.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they used him effectively. And I think here also they'll try and do that if they get the opportunity.
But you know, last year when Bumrah wasn't there, Hardik was taking the new ball. So it's almost like there's so many options there in that MI side. But I'm a little more curious what happens to this youngster who got these 4 wickets once Bumrah is back.
He took his opportunity. And now he'll have to sit out if Bumrah comes back in. That's the hard reality.
Yeah, I mean, also it depends on what they're playing because Vignesh Puthur is also there.
Yes.
They might play
So
the
one of the
extra
debutants who's done exceptionally well has to now sit out.
Yeah,
but
Vignesh
learn off the best players around you.
And remember, Vignesh, after doing so well in the first match, they dropped him.
They dropped him. Yeah.
Michael was very, very upset with that because Michael's almost
his boy,
he's adopted him. But I'm going to sit out on this segment now, Joyda. So you know what it is. It's all yours.
Okay.
Lisa sat out as well.
Okay. In the Indian T20 League, this feat has been thrice achieved by Bengaluru in 2016, by Hyderabad in 2019, Gujarat in 2024. What is this feat? Achieved only once ever by India in 2024. This is all to do with T20 cricket.
Lisa, did you just sit out of this?
Yeah,
This gets me very depressed.
it's okay. It's like a... There are people who are sitting
It's
with
supposed to
two
give you joy.
computers.
It's not supposed to give you depression.
No, wait a minute. There are people who are answering this are sitting with two laptops who can really, we are Googling it fast.
Yeah, but I just can't even
Decode
decipher the question.
I know that feeling. But imagine how depressed I feel, because not only do I get this, I have no clue to this, I have no clue to the next segment either. So imagine my plight, because I'm struggling with the
Oh,
guessing
cry
here.
me a river.
I really am. I'm still on that side. I've just got one win.
Better
I've got
than none.
zero.
It's
Yeah.
See, look,
I got
better.
zero.
Okay then. Joyda, you go first.
On a pitch like this, when Zahir Khan doesn't know how it
When
is,
Hardik doesn't know what it is, when Zach doesn't know what it is, Joyda will tell us.
177.
Very close to the last score.
183.
It's a good number for India. That's what we did to win the World Cup.
Can't even go anywhere in between. 177, 183. Lucknow batting first. They've been batting big. I'm going with 168.
Time's up.
168. Oh, that added more pressure.
I know.
I'm going with
Why do you think we did it?
Only because Rishabh said he wants a slow wicket. So if they're getting this wicket, then I will go with 168. Justification.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, guys?
I like your thinking.
Yeah, but it just doesn't work. Anyway, we'll find
and
out.
Nikki will probably go crazy today
go
and score
crazy.
220.
And it'll be 240.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll stick to what we believe in. We'll be giving you all the updates and see if any of us are close by at the 10 over point. So do join us at the Cricbuzz Combox. Thank you so much for watching. Voltas FreshAir Coolers presents Cricbuzz Live.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲಲ್ಲಿ Hyderabad Chahar Express, Railway Station, Netaji Bhavan.